Hi, if you're interested in becoming more successful in your property investment journey, then this video will reveal the 7 tips that I think, in my humble opinion, that you need to become more successful and reach your property goals. If you're watching this and you're wondering who on earth am I, my name's Sir Factor. I'm the campaign director for Aneasy Media. I'm also a property investor and I've been doing it for over 20 years. And this video is really just my humble opinion about how you can become more successful in property. So over the years, I've gone up and down the country, spoke to a lot of people, gone on training courses, had mentorship myself, and I've noticed there are some common threads between those that are really successful and those that aren't. And I'll be discussing that in this video. Just before I get into the meat of the show, I want to let you know that if you're struggling to get more leads for your property business and you'd like to know how you can do this in a way that's automated, so you're not spending all the time working, so you can spend more time working on your business instead of in your business, then go to getleadswithvideoads.com/register. So more on that later. But let's get into the first of the 7 tips. So the first one is your reason for investing. It's super important to understand this two-part tip. First thing is, property investing is a very hard, arduous journey. It's not a get-rich-quick thing at all. It's not necessarily generally easy, but if you actually can focus on exactly why that you're actually doing this, it will put you in good standing moving forward. When the days are tough, when the nights are long, when you can't be bothered or you just don't feel like doing it, if you put back to that anchor as to why you're actually getting involved in property and why you're the bigger picture, it'll help you pull you out of bed on those mornings when you don't really want to get up and do anything. The second thing is, you actually have to understand there are many different strategies with regards to property. Are you actually looking for something that's going to replace your income, so you don't have to work your 9-to-5 job anymore and you actually give your more time freedom? Or are you looking to build a legacy or a war chest or something that can be passed on to your children, your family, something along those lines? So you have to start to understand your reason why in those two aspects. Then moving on from there, the next thing will be, what is the actual strategy that helps you to achieve the goal and the reason why you're actually getting involved in property? As I said, there's a number of different ones, from early beginning kind of stuff such as rent to rent, sourcing, deal packaging, service accommodation, all the way up to more complex stuff like changing buildings from commercial to residential and development kind of stuff. So you have to really decide what is the right one for you that helps you to achieve your property, to help you to achieve your goals as to why you get involved in property in the first place. Now, the next thing is choose your leader. The internet's a wonderful place. Unfortunately, because there's so many different voices in there, you can have person X saying do ABC and person Y saying, hey, no, don't do that, do DFG or whatever it is, so it can be quite confusing. You get 2 different conflicting opinions and it can make your head spin. So once you've chosen a strategy, find a trainer, someone who's respected, someone who you've done your due diligence, you feel that resonates with you and can help you on your path, and then stick with that person or listen mainly to just that person. And you'll find you'll have a lot more success because there'll be a lot less competing information and conflicting information there. So as I mentioned, I do have one of the things you're going to find you're going to struggle with is you can't find any deals. So you've got your strategy, but you're struggling to find the deals. Or if you're able to get the deals, maybe you can't find the funding, or maybe you can't find the buyers to get those deals. Or what you're going to do is you're going to find you can't find the tenants. So whether that's tenants for your property, tenants for your HMO, tenants or guests for your service accommodation, those are the kind of the 3 things that a lot of people struggle with. And if you go to getleadswithvideoads.com, I've actually got a really good solution. It's a 5-step process that you'll be able to implement yourself into your business that will actually start putting your lead generation on autopilot for you. So go over to getleadswithvideoads.com/register to find out more information about that. The timer on that page, once it expires, I'm afraid that's it. For right now, it is free though. So moving on, point 4. Eat that frog. I believe it was Brian Tracy that came up with that. And it's along the same lines of thinking of how do you eat an elephant? one piece at a time. The point I'm really trying to make to you here is when you start out your journeys, when you want to go on your property investment journey, sometimes it feels quite overwhelming, the task and things that you've got to do. So if you do one thing at a time and just focus on that, you'll be taking one step at a time. You'll be taking one step closer towards achieving your property success, right? So one of the ways to be able to do this is to actually work backwards from your end goal. So what is it that you want, where do you want to be, and then work backwards and make out the milestones that you need to take. So one thing, for example, might be if you're looking for HMO properties as an example, which is shared accommodation, you might want to speak to everyone that's a student landlord, and you might then want to write to them. So you're going to have to write out your letter. They're going to have to figure out where you can get the landlord's information from. Then you're going to have to get your letters to those landlords. So each one of those steps, and in my humble opinion, I think that you should really be doing steps every single day. So one small thing. So even if it takes you 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, just do one small thing. If that means you have to wake up slightly early because you've got a family and you're under time constraints, then do that. Sacrifice sleep or sacrifice watching those TV shows to help you get towards your dreams. If you want to achieve something you've never had, you've got to be able to do something you've never done before. So saying you don't have enough time and whatever your excuse is exactly that, as an excuse. So you're going to have to find a way. It is entirely possible. I have faith in you. Trust me, you can definitely do it. I have struggled with all of these things that I'm listing out here in the past, and I'm just speaking from experience and in my, again, humble opinion. So one thing at a time. Better to do something daily than say, okay, I'm going to save everything for the weekend. I'm going to save everything for X day in the week for me to be able to go and do this, because typically what happens is something pops up that impacts your ability to do what you wanted as effectively as you can. However, if you do something every single day, a small thing every day, you'll be taking, you'll be taking steps towards your success. The next thing that will help you to measure your success is having KPIs. So sometimes you feel like you've had a really bad day, you've had a load of no's, a lot of people aren't really interested in whatever your solution or your products or services that you're offering. So if you have KPIs, well, that key performance indicators, what that help you to know is whether you're on track or off track. So as an example, if you're doing like sourcing property deals, you know that you need to look at, specifically according to Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, you need to look at 100 property deals in order to purchase one. So you may think, right, okay, I'm going to find, for example, 10 website portals. I'm going to look at 10 potential properties on those, all the ones that fit your criteria. You're going to make a list. Then from that list, you're going to then arrange viewings from those, or you're going to have conversations with letting agents, if you're using that example. And then from the conversation with letting agents, you're going to whittle that down. You're going to be able to go out on some viewings. And then of those viewings, you'll make offers. On those offers, some will be accepted. So once you know your KPIs and you keep doing that over and over again over time, what you're going to find is you'll be stumbling across deals. You're going to be a lot more successful. So that's just an example. Now, the sixth thing is patience. It's really important to understand that property is a really long-term strategy. It's a wealth building strategy. So property investing is a wealth building strategy. So whilst you can do it relatively quickly in comparison to working a 9-to-5 job, as it were, it is something that doesn't happen overnight. So if you're going to do a new property investment strategy and you're a newbie, then understand that it could take you between 12 to 18 months for you to start seeing the successes that you want in your property investment journey. So bear with it, stick with it, and you will start to see a lot more success. Now, the last thing I want to let you know is about basically moaning. Seeing them moaning that I couldn't do this because of that person, or this person's blocking me because of that, or this thing's happening. These are just challenges and obstacles and roadblocks. Once you are overcoming them, you are strengthening yourself, making yourself more resilient, and making yourself more likely to succeed. If the path was easy, then everyone would be doing it. So if you want to be successful, then you've absolutely got to make sure that you keep on going, be resilient. So those are my tips. I hope you've enjoyed them. If you'd like some help at all with regards to getting more leads for your property business, then go to getleadswithvideoads.com/register. If you've liked the show, then please do give me a thumbs up. And if you know anyone that might find this information useful, then please do let them know about it. That's it from me from now. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye-bye.